Hi friends, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we have to discuss about Java program to implement hierarchical inheritance. Before going to the implementation of hierarchical inheritance, first of all, we have to know some basic concepts about inheritance. What is inheritance? What are the types of inheritance? What is the advantage of inheritance? Once we are knowing these basic concepts, it is very easy to understand hierarchical inheritance. Inheritance is the one of the most important object-oriented concept. Inheritance is the process in which one class inheriting the properties from another class. The class which inheriting the properties is called as derived class or child class or subclass. The class from which the derived class can inheriting the properties, that class can be called as base class or superclass or parent class. There are 5 types of inheritances are there. First one is single inheritance. Second one is multi-level inheritance. Third one is multiple inheritance. And fourth one is hierarchical inheritance. And fifth one is hybrid inheritance. In the previous videos, we are already discussed single inheritance and multi-level inheritance. If anybody wants, please refer that videos in my YouTube channel, Divvela Srinivasa Rao. Now, in this video, we have to discuss hierarchical inheritance. Now, what is the advantage of inheritance? The main advantage of inheritance is code reusability. So whenever the derived class can inheriting the properties from the base class without writing that properties, whatever the properties that are inherited from the base class, without writing, we are simply inheriting the properties from the base class. Okay, so that is called as code reusability. Whatever the properties that are present within the base class, that properties are simply we are inheriting from the base class by the derived class without writing again. That is called as code reusability. Now we can go for hierarchical inheritance implementation. Hierarchical inheritance is one type of inheritance in which more than one derived class can inheriting the properties from the same base class. That type of inheritance is called as hierarchical inheritance. It is like a hierarchy of classes. In hierarchical inheritance, only one single base class and many number of derived classes can exist. So this is the graphical representation of hierarchical inheritance. Okay. So these are the two different diagrams for hierarchical inheritance, but structure is same. First, we have to see this diagram. In this diagram, a single base class is there. So the base class name is capital A. How many number of derived classes are there? 3 derived classes are there, that are B, C, D are the derived classes. It is like in the form of a tree. It is like in the form of a hierarchy. Then we can say that it is a hierarchical inheritance. Now consider this second diagram. So here base class is class A and the derived classes are class B, class C, class D. Okay, as discussed in previous, only single base class and many number of derived classes. Okay, so derived classes can inheriting the properties from the same base class by using the extends keyword. So extends keyword is used for inheriting the properties from the base class into the derived class. This is the usage of extends keyword. Okay. So whatever the points that we are discussed up to now, so here this one. Hierarchical inheritance is one type of inheritance in which more than one derived class inheriting the properties from the same base class is called as hierarchical inheritance. It is the hierarchy of classes. There is a single base class and multiple derived classes or exist in hierarchical inheritance. This is the syntax of hierarchical inheritance. Class base. Next, this is class derived 1 extends base. Next, class derived 2 extends base. Okay, more than one derived class can inheriting the properties from the single base class by using extends keyword. This is the simple syntax of the hierarchical inheritance. Now we can go for the implementation. Class base. In that class, we have to write void display system dot out dot println this is base class. So in the hierarchical inheritance, only single base class is there. In that base class, we have to write one method, that is a display method. In that method, we have to write system.out.println base class. Next, we have to create another class, class derived 1. Class derived 1 extends base. So derived 1 class can inheriting the properties from the base class by using extends keyword. In that class, we have to write one method void show. In that method, I am printing system dot out dot println. This is a derived 1 class. So method close and class close. Next we have in that derived 1 class, we have to create one method, that is void show method. In that method, we have to write one printf statement like system.out.println derived 1 class. So derived 1 class can inheriting the properties from the base class. Whatever the properties that are present in the base class that are inherited into the derived 1 class, and that properties are hidden in the derived 1 class. Next, class derived 2 extends base. So derived 2 class also can extends the same base class. That means derived 2 class can inheriting the properties from the base class. Whatever the properties that are inherited from the base class that are hidden in the derived 2 class. Here we have to write one more method, void appear. So system dot out dot println, we have to write derived 2 class. Now appear method is closed and a derived 2 class is also closed. Next we have to write one more class. This is the main class, class hierarchical inheritance demo. Inheritance demo, hierarchical inheritance demo. In that class we have to write the main method, public static void main string arguments. Now we have to create the object for each derived class separately, because derived 1 class can inheriting the properties from the base class. Derived 2 class also can inheriting the properties from the base class. So that we have to create the object for each derived class separately. First we have to create the object for derived 1 class. Derived 1, here OB1. Derived 1 OB1 is equal to new derived 1. So in this line we have to create the object for the derived 1 class. So derived 1 is the class name, OB1 is the object name, new is the operator that is used for allocating the memory for the object OB1, and the derived 1 open parenthesis close parenthesis is the constructor. Okay. So by using OB1 object, we can access the method of base class, we can access the method of derived 1 class. Okay, so OB1 dot, what is the base class method? That is a display method. OB1 dot display. What is the derived 1 class method? OB1 dot show. Okay, so next we have to create the object for the derived 2 class. Derived 2, now object name is OB2 is equal to new derived 2. So in this line we have to create the object for the derived 2 class. So derived 2 is the class name, OB2 is the object name, new operator is used for allocating the memory for object OB2, Derived to open parenthesis, close parenthesis is the constructor. So by using the object of OB2, we can access the methods of base class. We can access the methods of derived to class. Okay. So OB2 dot base class method is display. What is the derived to class method? Appear. OB2 dot appear. By using the object of OB2, we cannot access the method of derived one class. Okay, because there is no extends operation between the derived 2 and derived 1. Okay, so that there is no inheriting the properties between derived 2 class and derived 1 class. Okay. Next, we have to close main method. We have to close main class. Okay, so this is the simple program. Okay. In hierarchical inheritance, only one single base class and more than one derived class are exist. Here we have to use two derived classes and one single base class. In single base class, we have to use display method. In the derived one class, we have to use show method. In derived two class, we have to write appear method. Okay. So in this program, we have to create the object for each and every derived class. So derived one class object is OB1. By using this object, we have to access the methods of base class and the derived one class. Next, OB2 is the object for the derived 2 class. By using that object, we can access the methods of the base class and the derived 2 class. Okay, this is the simple explanation of hierarchical inheritance program. Now we have to save this program. Save as. We have to save this program with a main class name. That means at which place main method is exist. Okay, so with that class name we have to save this program. So here hierarchical inheritance demo. Hierarchical inheritance demo.java. Hierarchical inheritance demo.java. Okay. So the program is saved with this name. Now we have to compile this program. So Java C hierarchical inheritance demo.java. The program is successfully compiled, so there are no syntax errors exist. Next one, we have to run this program by using Java hierarchical inheritance demo. Yes, we are getting base class, derived 1 class, base class, derived 2 class. By using the object 1 dot display, object 1 dot show method, we are getting this output. base class, derived 1 class. By using the object 2 ob.display, ob.appear, we are getting this output, base class, derived 2 class. This is the output of the hierarchical inheritance program. Now we can go for the program. So this is the simple program, and this is the hierarchical inheritance diagram. This is the single inheritance diagram, and this is a multi-level inheritance diagram. Okay, so thank you one and all for watching this video. If you have any doubts, please put your doubts in the comment section. I will clarify your doubts. Please share this. If you really like my sessions, please share these sessions and please share this channel to your friends and classmates. Please subscribe my YouTube channel named Divvela Srinivasa Rao. Don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel Divvela Srinivasa Rao. Please click on the like button if you really like this video, and please share this channel to your friends and classmates, and click on the bell icon to get the future updates in my YouTube channel after subscribing my YouTube channel. Thank you for watching this video.